Live from WPRI 12, this is The Road Show, the place for what's hot and happening. You're having fun, eating well, and living life on The Road Show.
Good morning and welcome to The Road Show. It is Monday, March 5th, 2012, and I'm Will Gilbert.
Good morning, I'm Michaela Johnson.
And I'm Mary Larson.
Hopefully everyone's enjoying this nice weather and the bright sun that we have out there this morning.
I was looking at the forecast, and even this morning when I woke up, I know it's chilly out, but you can almost sense that spring is on the way.
It's true. Birds are chirping, the sun's out, and like you mentioned, in the next few days we're going to be getting that 60-degree weather.
Which is good.
Let's hope we do hit that
We're
mark.
just coming in like a lamb.
I opened up the shed yesterday. I was getting something out of the shed, and I see that lonely snowblower sitting there, and I'm like, do I move the snowblower to the left and pull the lawnmower this way?
Oh, don't do it.
But you know what? I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to jinx it, so everything's status quo. I didn't want to move anything.
Good.
I didn't want anything.
Like that.
Yes. We love the weather just the way it is. Okay, some possibly good news for Rhode Island this morning. Unemployment rate fell again in January. That's according to numbers released today by the Department of Labor and Training. State's jobless rate dropped to 10.9% for the month of January, down from 11% in December. The decline doesn't necessarily mean more Rhode Islanders have found work. It's partially due to continued shrinking of the state's workforce. Yeah, it's tough.
I know 3 people who got jobs for January.
Yes, they did. And I can tell you 2 people who are sitting here who have never been happy.
3.
Well, yeah, but you had a gig. I was at home watching, The View or something.
You're watching The Roadshow.
Oh, and The Roadshow, of course. Right. Yeah, so that's what I was doing.
Yeah, well, we always like to see unemployment going
that
down
is a good
and everything
thing.
like that. So regardless of what the factors are, it's an improvement.
Right,
Yeah,
it is an
for our
improvement.
state.
Yeah.
All right, well, we have excitement to tell you it's building amongst Apple fans ahead of the company's iPad-related announcement this week. It's believed Apple will unveil the iPad 3 on Wednesday. Now, Apple is tight-lipped about what the new version of the tablet will be capable of, and some retailers, including Best Buy, have already started to cut prices on the iPad 2. I feel like this, you know what? It's always happening. You get the brand new thing. I mean, Mary, you're sitting there with your iPad over there. You're always doing the updates and everything. And about a week later, they're going, "Oh, hey, we've invented something new."
Oh yeah.
I know.
I have the first iPad. It's an antique. It's an antique already. Yeah, it is.
I don't even have one. That's how behind I am.
She has a notepad.
She's got a notepad.
Like, I just take my own notes right here. Hang on, let me
She's
get
doing
a
it
pen.
old school. She's going old school on us. All right, it was a big weekend for movies. Dr. Seuss found his way to the top of the box office. The Lorax debuted in the top spot, making nearly $71 million. It's the biggest opening weekend for any film this year. In a distant second was Project X, making close to $21 million. The film follows 3 high school misfits who throw a raging party in hopes of becoming popular. Last week's number 1 actually was Act of Valor, fell to 3rd, followed by Safe House in 4th, and Tyler Perry's Good Deeds rounded out the top 5.
This is great, and of course we want to remind everyone about Movies with Michaela, which is tomorrow night, Discount Tuesday, which is great. At Seekonk Route 6, we're seeing the Lorax.
Yep.
Oh, that's great.
So it should be, I mean, clearly it's gotten rave reviews.
Looks
Maybe
like a
see
fun
it for
movie.
a second time if you already saw
Sure.
it once. But
Looks like a fun movie. Last week I think was Dr. Seuss' birthday.
Yes,
He would have been 108 years old, so Dr. Seuss is very happy. His movie made a lot of money this weekend.
absolutely.
Well, and the Lorax, too. It's all about going green, so it's got a good message behind it.
So yeah, good movie. So you can go to the movies tomorrow night with Michaela.
Yes, I'm excited to see it.
You buying popcorn?
Sure, why not?
She doesn't have an iPad. She's not buying popcorn for you.
No,
I hate to break it to you.
I'll write you a personal note.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
All right, it is Monday morning. We have a great show coming up. Let's see what's on the way on the Road Show.
From history to food and city life, it's the Great Providence Quiz. Find the answer to all your burning questions about our favorite city with Providence Monthly. Plus,
You Sunk My Battleship. Hasbro celebrates a new movie and raises money for a good cause. We'll take you to their annual fundraiser.
and waiting for the weather to warm up? Why not check out this indoor activity? We have a first-hand look at a local exhibit by a RISD grad.
Plus, a professional female boxer's inspirational story that's going to have you headed to the ring to give it a try. That and much more coming up today on The Roadshow.
Think you know Providence? Well, prove it. You can put your knowledge of our creative capital city to the test with this month's issue of Providence Monthly. Joining us this morning to tell us more about it, John Tamborelli from Providence Monthly. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, I was looking through this magazine. I've lived here all my life.
It's a difficult quiz.
It's a tough quiz.
Yeah, we make no bones about that. We started doing this a few years back. This is our third one. And we realized pretty quickly that it was really difficult, and it was more about having a fun opportunity to learn things about the city that you didn't know, more so than testing your wits. So don't feel bad if you didn't do well.
I was really getting panicky, John. I was like, man, I think I've been here all my life. Maybe I haven't.
You're not alone. I had to write the thing, and I didn't know most of the stuff going into it. I discovered it along the way.
And you said this, this isn't the first time you've done it in the magazine. Is it tough coming up with questions each year for the magazine?
It is difficult coming up with new questions and a new way to spin it. So this year we decided to make it a little more fun and interactive by doing different types of questions in terms of the format. There are word games in there, word searches, scrambles, things of that nature. There's even one question where you get to draw in the magazine. So we try to change it up, not just in terms of the questions, but in terms of the way you actually take the quiz.
Now, do you come up with questions? I mean, all at the, when it's time, when the magazine's coming out, is everybody in the office jotting things down, or is this a thing through that throughout the year everybody can jot down their questions, hang on to them, and wait for the next
somewhere between the two.
Somewhere between the two. Okay.
It's a little bit of a scramble. It's not right down to the wire, but we're kind of scrambling around to come up with stuff and verify all our answers and make sure we got all our facts straight. So.
And what are you hoping, after, people read the magazine? I mean, everybody loves, the magazine. What are you hoping that readers take away from the quiz?
The best takeaway I've gotten from it was the last one we did 2 years ago. I was in a restaurant where I knew one of the bartenders, and she excitedly told me how the whole staff on their night off had gotten together and sat around a table together, all working on the quiz.
That's a great idea.
Team, and they had a blast, and that's exactly what we're hoping people will do with this quiz.
Is there any sort of prize we're going to get if we get everything right?
The satisfaction of knowing that you know the city probably better than anyone.
Right. And
you should run for mayor if you get them all right.
Maybe. We were all lucky enough to do, some of the, a couple of video questions for the issue too, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was great. We had you guys, all three of you, do video clues that are on our website right now. All the answers are on our website too for anyone who's stumped out there.
Or who wants to cheat.
Or who wants to cheat. You're kind of supposed to cheat. It's more about having fun while learning than it is about testing your wits.
Is it okay to Google?
It's okay to Google. It's okay to use Wikipedia. Wikipedia will be your friend while taking this quiz. So whatever you have to do, if you got to use your iPad 2, 3,
whatever you want to do,
whatever version you have,
it's okay. So this is in the magazine this month. Tell us about some of the other exciting things that you have in the magazine.
We have a review of the new restaurant in the Jewelry District there, the Roy, this new supper club that they did. We also have an interview with the chef from the Fire over in North Providence about their wood-fired oven. And the quiz is really the most fun part of it. But we have some other stuff. We have a great article about a local band called the Invisible Hours. We have an art review of a photographic exhibit over at Camera Works on Hope Street, some great photojournalism.
Nice.
So there's some art, some culture, and a whole lot of trivia.
And is there a champ in the office who got all of these right?
Oh, God, no. Oh, no.
No, okay.
It was always, we were all over the internet, too, putting it together. We don't claim to be the all-knowing oracles of Providence. We have to look this stuff up, too.
Okay, so we don't want everybody feeling so bad.
No, don't feel bad if you don't get a lot of them right. That's what it's meant to do, to teach you things about the city that you didn't know before.
I love the idea of bringing the magazine to work or something like that and doing it with everybody that you have, everybody at work sitting around the table and answering these questions. That's a great idea.
Yeah, maybe if you all team up, you can get in the upper echelon of Providence knowledge.
Nice. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, and we all did a video, as we were saying, to help you take this quiz. And to see those and to learn more about the March issue of Providence Monthly, head to our website, WPRI.com.
Many of us may not realize it, but each day here in Rhode Island, families are going hungry. The good news is that there is a simple way you can help. Joining us this morning is Elizabeth Eckel from Washington Trust to tell us all about their peanut butter drive. Good morning.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, thanks for coming. So many people, as I said, don't know how many people are hungry in Rhode Island. What are the numbers exactly?
The numbers are strikingly higher, obviously, than usual. Because of the high level of unemployment, there are more people in need this year than ever. 1 in 6 children actually go to bed hungry each night. So they're alarming numbers.
Tell me a bit more about the campaign and how it got started.
Well, this is our 12th year. So, Washington Trust always sponsors a lot of things, and we decided we wanted to do something. How could we give back other than just donate money or participate in a walkathon? And we said we really wanted to do something tangible. So we approached, we knew there was a critical need in the state.
Yes.
And we talked to the food bank, and at the time I was actually pregnant and eating a lot of peanut butter.
Hey.
So I knew it was highly nutritious, high protein, loved by children and adults. We approached the food bank, and they said, we get a lot of canned goods, we get a lot of pasta, we don't get a lot of peanut butter. It's high in demand, but it's also a very expensive item, and it serves a lot of meals.
Okay. So how can people actually help out the cause now that we know the benefits of peanut butter?
We have a number of, through the month of March, they can donate peanut butter at any Washington Trust bank. We also have several campaigns coming up this weekend. Shout out to Westerly Middle School. They're having a peanut butter drive at their middle school dance
Way to
Friday
go, guys.
night.
Yeah.
Bring in a jar of peanut butter. And on Saturday, we have at Warwick Mall, we have mascots from throughout the state. We have WEI's Mikey Adam. We have the Stars. We have the Anchorman we have the Ram. We have the Providence College. We have Zamboni. We have Paws. They're all going to be there in the meat
coming over.
And you can have your picture taken, donate a jar of peanut butter. On the 17th, we have at the Washington Trust Skating Center in Westerly, donate a jar of peanut butter, get free skating for the day. And on the 23rd, we have P. Bruins night. That Friday night, donate a jar of peanut butter and win prizes. So lots of ways for groups, organizations, schools to get involved.
And how big of a difference do you think? You know, a lot of people might just say, oh, it's a jar of peanut butter, you know, maybe I can do that. But what kind of a difference is this going to make to the children in our state?
You can serve 16 meals with a jar of peanut butter.
16?
With 1 jar of peanut butter. And we also have Donate a Difference Day. I don't want to forget that. Every Friday, we're encouraging people to, instead of buying a lunch, bring in a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, donate what you would have donated for or paid for a paid lunch. Donate that difference to www.peanutbutterbank.com, and that will go directly to the food bank.
And so where exactly, aside from the different events that you listed, where can people be dropping off these peanut butter containers?
At any Washington Trust of 18 branches throughout Rhode Island and nearby Connecticut. And all the food goes to local food banks. If you donate in Warwick, it goes to the Warwick Food Bank. If you donate in Providence, it goes to the Providence Food Bank, so it's going directly to help families in need.
And then they're going to use these peanut butters to help make sandwiches that people can pick up. You know, I bet there might be some of our viewers right now who might be watching who are hungry.
It does not stay on the shelves. It goes right off the shelves. It's in 11 years, I should say, we've collected 97 tons of peanut butter. That's enough to make 3 million peanut butter sandwiches.
Oh my gosh. And as you said, 1 in 6 children are going hungry, and it's as simple as just buying a jar of peanut butter, dropping it off at any one of the fun events or at one of your banks. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you
it's a
very
great
much
cause.
for having us.
Of course, of course. And for more information about the Washington Trust Peanut Butter Drive, head to WPRI.com.
This morning in the kitchen, GoProvidence.com is giving us some tips from the pros. David Jackson is our pro for the day from 10 Prime Steak and Sushi. And David, what are you making today?
Today we're going to make some banana bread pudding. So
I love that.
What we have here is we have some bananas up front, also some eggs, a vanilla bean, some day-old bread. This is Pullman loaf here.
What is Pullman loaf? What kind of bread would you...
It's basically a big loaf of bread.
Okay.
It's like basically like
this
your
is a giant loaf.
white bread. So,
okay.
Yep.
Typical white. Got it.
And then we have some half and half. And what we're going to do is heat this up with the vanilla, with the sugar in with the eggs. And then we're going to temper the two together and then toss that all with the bread and the bananas.
Okay, and we were talking about this before of how, you know, maybe you have those bananas that are sitting on your counter that have gone a little too brown. You don't really want to eat them by themselves. You can use them in a recipe like this.
Exactly.
And also the bread. Maybe it's getting a little hard. You don't really want to just make a sandwich out of it.
Yeah, definitely.
But why are they good to use even at this stage?
Well, you know, like you said, if your bananas are turning brown, that's actually more sugar in them. They're a little bit more sweeter and they're better anyway. And same with the bread, especially after the holidays. You always have some leftover bread like this.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to show you how to do is basically use all these ingredients, basic ingredients that most people have in their kitchen, and we're going to make a nice little dessert out of it. So
sounds great. Like you said, you probably don't have to buy too much extra at the store. You have it all at home. But I noticed too that you kind of divvied up the eggs. Are we just using egg yolks and some whole eggs too?
Yes, that's 7 yolks and also 2 whole eggs.
7 yolks and 2
3 whole eggs.
3 whole eggs. Okay, all right. So we definitely have to have some eggs on hand then.
Absolutely.
That might be the only thing you have to buy a little more of at the market. All right, we're going to get things started in just a bit, but for now, back to you.
Attacking bullies where many of them attack others online. A local teenager motivated by the tragic results bullying can cause created a way to track the problem. Walt Buteau joins us with the details on this week's Street Stories. Long before Anna Opashinsky became a bullseye archer,
people are struggling a lot with bullying.
the struggles in the hallways and online hit home for her East Greenwich family when her little sister was in kindergarten.
Months later, we found out that it had just been getting worse and worse and worse, and she was too afraid to tell us again that it was a problem.
The Phoebe Prince case involving the 15-year-old Western Massachusetts student who killed herself after what investigators called a severe case of bullying pushed the senior to try to help. One fact she noticed is before the worst can happen, there's an opportunity.
Obviously, those students could have been helped if someone had realized.
She created this website to potentially earn a Girl Scout Gold Award. Bully Tracker is now online collecting statistics and offering details about people and programs ready to help. But she also uncovered hurdles, revealing victims sometimes fear teachers too.
Sometimes they'll just say things like, oh, suck it up, or they'll not help the student really because they think it's not as bad as it is. But sometimes they are just really cruel to the students, and the students feel like they're being bullied by the adults.
And she says 1/3 of Rhode Island school districts offer little or no help for bullied victims.
And their only excuse was that they were too small to start a club.
Do you believe there's potential that there's no bullying in those 12 districts?
No, there's always going to be someone making fun of someone else or putting someone else down.
She is using everything from flyers in local libraries to social networking to drive people to her website. You can find it by logging onto our website. For the Roadshow, Walt Buteau, Eyewitness News.
Happening here, if you're looking for a great indoor activity, why not check out one of the many museums in our area? One local artist had brought his works to his alma mater of Rhode Island School of Design, and I had the chance to check it out.
The Museum of Art at RISD hosts various works of art from all over the world. And now art lovers can check out a new exhibition from a former graduate.
I hope people find it interesting to look at and interesting to think about, and maybe that when they step out of the exhibition, maybe they'll look at the world slightly differently. I think that's the most I can hope for.
Spencer Finch graduated from Rhode Island School of Design in 1989. Since then, he's used a wide variety of media to create his masterpieces.
I've used very traditional media like watercolor or pastel or fresco, mosaic, some very old-fashioned media, some more modern media like video or LED, and some really unconventional media like ice cream.
His creative use of color and light allows admirers to get swept into a world inspired by Monet.
There is a lot of different work. It is relating, at least tangentially, to my interest in the work of the Impressionist painter Claude Monet. And so there's work that deals with issues of light and reflection and color, as well as images of the sky, images of water that are a little bit different from a sort of typical picture of such things.
You'll notice a lot of nature represented in his work at RISD, ranging from flight paths of bees, capturing fog throughout the day, and even his take on a glacier. Ice falls onto a platform and melts into a pool of water. It is then brought back into the ice machine, causing the water level to remain the same. Just behind these curtains stands another unique piece, Be Purple.
There's a big flower, and the light is shifted, and there is this sort of UV light as well that creates an environment that is a simulation of what a bee sees when it confronts a flower, in this case a black-eyed Susan.
But the highlight of his exhibition has to be the installation entitled Painting Air. It provides an interesting take on how a painted mural and panes of glass can transform the ordinary into extraordinary.
And so it's a group of 112 glass panels that hang in the space and reflect the surrounding space and each other. So the walls have been painted with 35 different colors. It's a very sort of complex overlapping composition of 6-foot squares overlapping that are taken, the colors are mostly taken from Monet's palette.
Having works like this in his old school is a true testament of just how far Spencer Finch has come.
Well, it's great to be here. I was here a lot installing the show, and it was really, really fun to be here. I've always loved Providence, and it's really nice to be back.
By checking out the artwork of Finch, visitors will gain a better understanding of how the world is seen through the eyes of an artist. The Painting Air exhibition is on display now through July 29th at Museum of Art at the Rhode Island School of Design. For more information and a link to the RISD Museum, head to WPRI.com. Still to come this morning on the Roadshow, one local athlete is sharing her inspiring story that's going to have you headed to the ring to try it out for yourself.
Plus, you can never underestimate the importance of healthy eating for children and adults. Coming up, our parenting experts share their tips to make mealtime hassle-free. You're watching The Roadshow, and we're back in 90 seconds.
Today in Project Fitness, if you ever thought you were too busy to work out, well, think again. One local woman has combined her love of boxing with a jam-packed schedule of school, family, and work. And you can get some knockout training at the same gym.
Mother, fighter, champion. Professional boxer Jamie Clampett has spent her life working hard for her many titles. A 2-time national champion in Canada and a 4-time world champion, Jamie started her career strong and never looked back.
My first pro fight in Calgary, Canada. So it was exciting, and it was actually the main event. My first pro fight, a little pressure there, but I knocked her out in less than a minute.
Her accolades stem from hard training workouts and a drive to succeed.
The first day I was hooked. I love the intensity, I love the discipline. You know, the workout was so intense, and I think I just really fell in love with it the first day.
But before she was fighting in the ring, Jamie had to fight against the odds to prove she had what it takes to play a sport that barely had any women.
When I started at the time, they really didn't have any females boxing. I'm originally from Saskatchewan, Canada. So I started in Canada, and I was the second female registered in Canada for the Canadian Amateur Boxing Association. After the first day of training, I was in kind of an old school gym, all men, first female they've ever actually had inside the gym. Females at the time were supposed to wait downstairs and not even go into the gym. So it was really interesting for me in the beginning, because it was such a shock to the men in the gym because they've never had to train with a woman before.
Her priorities have changed a bit over the years, with her family taking up much of her time. But Jamie still remains active by working out at Striking Beauties, an all-female boxing gym.
So there's always kind of boxing in our house. We're always watching boxing. Our 3-year-old daughter, she's going to be 3 in a month, she's got like 3 different pairs of boxing gloves. So it's very involved in our life.
And whether you're a professional or not, there's a class for you to try.
What's so great about this gym is they really break it down and really teach you from the ground up. So you're going to work on the fundamentals. There's the conditioning side of it. So all the classes are designed around the fundamentals and the conditioning and training of boxing.
So whether you're an amateur or looking to go pro, Striking Beauties will get you the training you need. For a link to their website to find out their class schedules, head to WPRI.com.
Today in The Modern Parent, establishing a healthy eating habits for you and your children may be easier than you think. We took a trip to the Children's Workshop in Central Falls to learn more.
Less fruit.
Having trouble with your picky eater?
Healthy eating is really important of child's growth and development and growing up for their bones and their teeth, but it really starts at home. Getting parents to get their children involved in eating fresh fruits, vegetables, non-processed foods, and at a young age.
The trick is to find recipes that are quick, easy, and inexpensive. The kitchen staff at the Children's Workshop had 2 great ideas to share.
We're going to start off with a beautiful meatloaf that we're going to incorporate these wonderful vegetables.
Ground beef. We're going to add our veggies. We have peppers, minced carrots, minced onions, and celery.
Add your spices and some panko breadcrumbs. Mix it all up and throw it into the oven. Now you put in some veggies into a tasty meatloaf. Next up, healthy mac and cheese. After mixing your cheeses and macaroni, you can incorporate some protein by adding ham. Add some veggies with diced tomatoes and ground carrots and cauliflower. Finish with some shredded mozzarella and panko breadcrumbs.
Now this goes in a 350-degree oven for 25 to 30 minutes or until golden brown on top.
Mac and cheese with extra protein and 3 different veggies. Simple and healthy. You can encourage healthy eating habits by getting your kids involved in the kitchen.
Having them wash vegetables, because you buy them at the supermarket, everybody's touching them, so all your fruits and vegetables should be washed. But put your child near the sink. Say, can you wash these? This is a great snack for you. Let's make some broccoli. That broccoli's going to taste so good because you helped me prepare it.
Another fun activity would be taking your children to a local farmer's market. While there, you can help educate your kids about farms and farmers.
Other ways is the market. Walk around the market. Have them pick out things in the produce and in the fruit section. And what can we cook with this? Is this really healthy or is this not healthy? Ask them those questions.
And don't forget, with spring just around the corner, it can be fun to get your children involved in growing your own personal garden. For more information about these recipes and healthy eating habits, just head to our website, WPRI.com.
Still to come this morning on The Roadshow, we'll be back in the kitchen with 10 steak and sushi making banana bread pudding. You can find the recipe now at WPRI.com.
Plus, Lindsay Lohan is shooting for a comeback. Did she pull it off on SNL? We'll talk about it next in The Buzz.
You're watching The Roadshow on WPRI 12.
You know, this studio feels like a home to me. Wait, so the alarm goes off if I leave the stage? I thought it was only if I left the studio. And you guys trusted me.
In The Buzz, Lindsay Lohan returning to host Saturday Night Live for the 4th time this weekend. To some mixed reviews, the 25-year-old is looking to make a comeback. One skit that was well received was her spoof on Bravo's Real Housewives franchise, appearing as Disney Princess Rapunzel. Lohan was joined by fellow housewives Belle, Jasmine, Snow White, and a drunk Cinderella for a castle warming party. But many people thought the rest of the show, like her Scared Straight skit, was weak. The actress also poked fun at her own legal dramas. Next up on her comeback tour, Lindsay is slated to play Elizabeth Taylor in the Lifetime movie Liz and Dick. The film starts production at the end of May. So how'd you think she did?
You know what? I gotta say, I have always enjoyed Lindsay Lohan on Saturday Night Live in the past. Some of my favorite skits are of her. I think they're hysterical. I think she used to do a really great job. This week, I thought the opening skit that you just saw, was a fun spoof, and that Bravo skit was also, I think, maybe just the first one out of the gate. So a solid first, 5-10 minutes of the show, but the rest of it kind of lost me. I thought she could have done much better, and I felt like a lot of skits that she was in, the other cast members were the standouts. I felt like she wasn't getting enough face time almost.
Yeah, I was watching, the Disney thing. I was really cracking up about the Disney thing. That was really funny. Her opening monologue was very funny as well. But the rest of them, I actually had it recorded, and I'm like, skipping through it.
The great thing was that it was the second most watched SNL so far this year, so that's good. A lot of the drama about her hosting was, really making some waves, but I agree with you. I think she was always hidden a little bit, but I'm wondering how much of that was because of the writers. If they were nervous that she might forget. I know she was kind of flubbing up some of her lines, but I'm wondering how much the writers put her in kind of a back seat.
I just think they could have done so much more with her. I mean, and maybe not joking about herself, but they just could have utilized her more in a lot more skits. I mean, I can't speak because I'm clearly not a writer of that show, but I mean, just take advantage. She is the host. She should be appearing in more of the skits.
Do you think this will help her make some sort of comeback?
I think making moves like this is a smart decision on her part, getting back into the media in a good way. I mean, I know every paparazzi and magazine and trial have always been negative for her for a very long time. So this is actually a positive step in the right direction. And maybe it was smart for her to kind of play it safe and, you know, small steps at a time. Hopefully this Liz Taylor movie actually happens, because I think that could be good for her.
I think the only way, you know, things are going to help her, I mean, you know, this was a good move for her to, you know, to do. You know, the show may not have been so hot, but still it was a good step in the right direction. I think the only way she's going to prove to everybody that she really wants to come back is by her staying sober and not getting into any trouble.
Yep, totally, which is going to be hard.
Which is going to be hard for her. But if she makes this movie about Elizabeth Taylor and does very well in this movie, she will be the comeback kid. Everybody loves, you know, a comeback story. And if she does very well playing Elizabeth Taylor, she will be the golden girl again.
Yeah, and I think that brings up the point of, too, you see so many people in Hollywood that go through this up and down roller coaster. Britney Spears was a prime example. She was shaving her head. She was all over the place. She was a wild woman. And now look at her. She's completely brought herself back full circle. You know, her dad was helpful with that, too, kind of getting her boys back in her life. And, you know, she seems a little bit more stable. Do you want Lindsay Lohan to make that turn again? Do you want her to become that, you know, Parent Trap girl that you used to know?
Well, I think that's what everybody thinks, is, you know, that she's going to be the girl from, you know, The Parent Trap or one of these other movies. That's why I think the Elizabeth Taylor movie will be good for her, because, you know, it'll show that she's grown up and that she's, you know, she's moved on.
Past,
the worst thing I did here, I don't know if you guys heard this over the weekend, I don't know if it was on TMZ or something, I was asking her, who does she trust? And she said the only people who she trusts are her family. Now look, we all know the route that her family has brought her, you know, along with her. So I think she needs to find someone else to, you know, to trust.
I just think it's tough. You know, we've seen it time and time again. These child stars, they're given so much publicity, so much fame right away, and then, you know, we reprimand them because they make these bad choices. And I think that that's where we have to start looking at these new people who are coming up, whether it's through the Disney movies or whatever. You know, that they really have the proper guidance, because you kind of can't blame them that they go down this spiral.
Yeah, it's hard. You'll never actually know until you're actually, you know, in their shoes. So I wonder what people are saying about this online today.
Well, Henry Jeter says Robert Downey Jr., Kiefer Sutherland, one of my faves, they both made a comeback, as well as Richard Pryor back in the day. Lindsay has always been she's always had a lot of good talent. She can get past her prior issues and get back on solid ground if she merely chooses to.
That's right.
Henry sees hope in the future.
Bill Tweedy says that too much damage has been done. The court system looks foolish on how lenient they were to her. I think she's lost much of the public support, and unfortunately, this is going to be a short-term recovery, and she's going to get in trouble again.
You might be right, Bill.
And our Twitter friends are weighing in. Sergeant Fleur tweets, "I love Lindsay Lohan, and no matter what anyone says, we're always going to love Lindsay. Her talent is amazing."
Silence.
I know. You too can weigh in by voting in today's poll. Do you think fallen celebrities can have a comeback? Yes, I believe in second chances, or no, the public never forgets. And here's a look at some other topics that are trending online today. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a baby. New York photographer Rachel Houlihan created photos of her infant son flying. She told Time magazine that she was actually bored just one day and came up with this interesting idea. He's seen flying over a bedroom, over mountains, in the kitchen. Talk about creative. Our first viral video today shows Marcel Endry setting up a new world record for solving the Rubik's Cube blindfolded. He did this in a magnificent time of only 28.8 seconds. I've never been good at the Rubik's Cube, even without a blindfold. I'll just peel the stickers off and put them all together. The guy has some serious skill. Watch, he's almost done. He's got all the white. Now he's flipping around. Got the red. Well, trust me. Almost does it. Almost does it. Oh, snap. And look at him. He's just sits there all good. Our next video shows a black lab who loves tennis balls. His dream came true when a local tennis instructor gave the family $300. He's so excited. Talk about a jackpot. Let us know what you think of today's videos and send us some that have really caught your eye. Tweet us here at The Road Show or at me right there at these Twitter handles below. I'm going to be posting all of these videos online, and I'll be back at the end of the show with your poll results, so don't forget to vote. For now, back to the kitchen. Will?
Thanks, Mary. We are back in the Road Show kitchen this morning. GoProvidence.com. Tips from the pro. Chef David Jackson is here. 10 prime steak and sushi.
That's
and
right.
we are going to temper eggs now for our recipe, right?
Yes. Well, what I have going here, this is the half and half. And in there, we put some vanilla beans. And what I have here is this is a vanilla bean. I just split it right in half.
Okay.
And I'm just going to take my knife and kind of just scrape some of these little beans out. And then just plop them right in there.
Drop that right in.
Yeah. So that's in there, and that's steaming. Just want to basically bring it to a boil and then kind of turn down the heat.
Yeah, so we just have it on like a low heat. Just basically keep your eye on it as we're cooking along, right?
So in this bowl, we're going to do egg yolks.
Okay. How many eggs we got?
7 of those.
7, okay.
And then 3 whole eggs.
All right.
So 10 eggs all day.
10 eggs, okay.
And then we're going to add the sugar to it as well. That's a cup of sugar.
Okay.
All right. And then we're going to mix this up.
We'll whisk that together.
Yep.
And what do we want the consistency to be like when it's all...
Oh, you want it light and fluffy, so this is all going to incorporate together really quick here. And then basically what we're going to do is take the cream and add it to the eggs slowly.
Okay, because you don't want it to curdle, right?
Yeah, we don't want to scramble the eggs.
Right, right. See, I'm learning things as I'm going along in these cookies. That's how we're going to do it.
So those eggs there, nice and beat up.
Put that in. Get those looking good.
Yeah,
and then we're just going to pour this in.
Now we're slowly going to take the ladle and just kind of slowly,
bring it in.
Yeah,
bring it into the mix.
there, just like that.
Oh, so even that's slow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And what is this going to do? This
is going to heat up the eggs and kind of cook them really slow.
Okay. All right.
All right. And then once this gets a little bit hotter, we're going to pour it right back into that pot, and it's going to be all incorporated together.
All right. Okay.
All right. And this is basically the pudding for the bread pudding.
Right.
Is what we're making here. So.
Okay. So we're going to keep getting all our eggs ready. In the meantime, back to you.
All right, still to come this morning on The Road Show, an Italian eatery that blends the old world with the new. TV maitre d' Joe Zito takes us there in quick bites. And later, hundreds on board for the annual Hasbro fundraiser. We'll take you inside the Battleship Ball. You're watching The Road Show. We're back in just 90 seconds.
CBS This Morning, weekdays.
Real women, endurance, focus, confidence, family. Find your strength. Discover your inner beauty at Striking Beauties.
My windows, leaky drafts, sticky, difficult, unsafe. I love my new Champion windows. Comfortable, easy to clean, and my energy bills dropped. Champion's lifetime warranty is incredible. Accident? They'll even fix it free.
Call now 1-888-4CHAMPION and save over $750 on windows. That's $750 on windows guaranteed. Champion Factory Direct Premium Quality Wholesale Value.
Live from the Fabulous Flooring Awards in Warren, Rhode Island, it's Jimmy Stewarts.
The flooring for best in-store air rug cleaning is Jimmy Stewart's Rug Bath.
Wow, thanks. The rug bath is amazing. Nothing eliminates odors like a nice warm bath.
True. Why would you throw out an expensive Oriental? Because your dog or cat peed on it? Can I say that?
Jimmy Stewart's, the most famous name in cleaning and flooring.
Our TV maitre d' visits an East Bay eatery that he says combines rich history with delicious food. Here's Joe Zito with more.
Here in Bristol, it's a name synonymous with delicious. Welcome to Leo's Ristorante.
His name is proudly displayed on the sign of this Hope Street Ristorante, and his face adorns every window. Leo Manseri was a former saloon keeper here in Bristol who opened a pizzeria on State Street back in 1948. By all accounts, he became an icon in this close-knit community, known for his delicious food, a man of integrity, honor, and family. Just the kind of man who'd be very proud that in 2000, his grandson Paul would open a restaurant in the town he loved, named in his honor.
I had always had a thought that we were going to be Leo's. I had always wanted it to be Leo's. I had always wanted to bring back the name. The name still resonated within the community and within other communities. I didn't realize that. The way my grandfather did things and the kind of reputation he had, I never gave it a second thought. The mood is basically family, fresh ingredients, good Italian food, good American eclectic food, stuff that my grandfather emphasized, making it from scratch, from fresh whole ingredients. You know, he emphasized doing everything by hand, did everything himself. And now we have a team that does that here, but it's a family place. You can bring yourself, bring a date, bring a large group, bring a small group. It's a place for everybody.
Leo's is a vibrant community meeting place, open daily for lunch and dinner, and even breakfast on Saturday and Sunday. Paul credits chef Robin Mason with adding a refreshingly creative, eclectic element to their menu of delicious traditional Italian favorites.
There are many great businesses here in this community. This is a wonderful community to do business in. We welcome you here. It's a place to come, relax, and enjoy, whether it be breakfast, lunch, dinner, or catering. It's a wonderful establishment to come to.
You got to know how proud he would have been. For the Roadshow, I'm TV maitre d' Joe Zito with this week's Quick Bite.
Time now for some weird news. It's a favorite event at the Houston Livestock Show featuring some of the youngest contestants. Check it out. It's called Mutton Bustin'.
Oh, God.
The rules are pretty simple. Climb onto the back of a sheep and hang on. Contestants are as young as 3 years old.
Gosh.
The event has become one of the most popular at the rodeo. Whoa!
Poor little kid.
Glad he's got a helmet. Whoa. Yikes.
They must smell.
A Connecticut couple will spend their 60th anniversary in a fancy New York hotel suite for just under $17. The couple stayed at the Waldorf Astoria the night they were married in 1952. The bride saved their receipt for that night. Now the hotel is offering the pair a suite for the price they paid 60 years ago. Today, the same suite cost $319.
Wow, what a deal. Look at those sleeves.
Yeah,
Wow.
that is a good look. And who doesn't love cupcakes? But have you ever wanted one only to find your favorite bakery is closed?
Yes.
Well, that's a problem of the past for the lucky folks in Beverly Hills. The popular cupcake store there, Sprinkles, has come up with an innovative way for people to get their sugary fix. A cupcake vending machine. It works just like an ATM, huh? Come on, and the best part, it's open 24 hours a day.
Can we install one here?
Yes, we need that.
That would be fantastic.
That is fantastic. I love that.
All right, still to come this morning on the Road Show. It's no cupcakes, but we are cooking in the kitchen this morning. Don't forget, you can cook along with us at WPRI.com. We'll be right back.
The Modern Parent on the Road Show is brought to you by the Children's Workshop, where learning is child's play. For more info, log on to childrensworkshop.com.
We're here. All right, Chef David Jackson from 10 Prime Steak and Sushi is making banana bread pudding in the kitchen with us. And if you're just joining us, we're getting some tips from the pros.
Yes,
Our tips have been how to temper an egg and also using that day-old bread that you might have laying around.
Exactly, yes. So here we have our pudding that we made in the last segment here.
Smells great, because you have that vanilla
nice and
in
vanilla.
there.
The eggs and the half and half are mixed together.
Yum.
So we're going to take this and just kind of pour this over this bread.
How much bread are you using?
That's about 5 cups of bread.
Okay.
And 5 cups
cubed
is,
it up.
yeah.
And any bread from home is going to do? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. What works really nice is Portuguese sweetbread.
Oh,
I love
That's really good
Portuguese
one.
sweetbread.
Oh.
Then we're just going to mix some of these bananas in here.
Look at us, we're like, ooh.
Mouths are watering.
Now at this point you can also add like nuts, dried fruit, anything like that, berries.
Right.
That's nice. It's very versatile. Can you also make even like chocolate chips or something too? You can kind of throw whatever you want, whatever you want.
That's a good idea too, yeah.
So then you can let this soak for a little bit, probably up to half an hour, 45 minutes.
So
you can
soak up all the contents in the bread.
And what you want is for the pudding to soak up into the bread. So this is something you can also like do ahead, so it's all ready to go. And then when you're ready to bake it, You're just going to take it, transfer it to the pan, and then just bake it in the oven.
For how long, and what is our oven set to?
For about this much, to fill up this pan, it'd probably be about an hour.
Oh, okay.
And you can kind of, you know, touch it as it bakes. And you can kind of see, you know, you'll feel it's firm and it's cooked. So.
Okay, and what temperature is the oven at when we are cooking it for an hour?
350.
350. Okay, this seems like a really simple and great
Easy
recipe
to use, yeah.
for your family too. If you have kids, they can get their hands in there, mix it all together.
Yeah, it's fun.
So we don't have to like even grease this pan or anything else. Just put it right in.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
And let you bake up just.
And then this will all hold together once it's cooked, and then
it'll all incorporate together.
Okay.
That looks good.
So just like that.
And do you have stuff like this at your restaurant?
Oh
too?
yeah,
Desserts
this
like
is on our menu at 10. Yes.
Yum! So you can swing by there and pick one up too.
Something
You're a
we've
little
done
too
for a long
lazy, don't want to
time.
make it yourself.
So basically, I would pack this up, but I don't think we have the time.
Sure. Right.
And then this goes right in the oven.
Okay.
And then I have one in here that is baked already.
Wow! Oh, that's nice and brown. Good color there. Here, let's move that out of the way.
Do you want to tell while we were getting all this ready any the great things you got going on at the restaurant?
Well, we're going to do a new spring menu soon.
Okay.
So that should be coming out soon. And then I think that's about it, really. Don't have too much going on.
How about other
Get this out
desserts?
of the
I
way.
mean, I am such a huge dessert fan.
Yeah.
So you have the banana bread pudding on your menu. What else can we look forward to?
We also have a chocolate souffle, chocolate lava cake. We also do a Grand Marnier creme brulee.
What is Grand Marnier?
Grand Marnier is orange liqueur.
Okay.
So we're just going to put some, this is caramel.
What is that drizzle?
Look at
Caramel sauce right there.
See, and it's all about the presentation
It is. Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
Sometimes you get something and you say it looks, you know, too good to eat. Although I just say it looks good and I'm going to eat it.
And it looked good before, but when you put that on there, it even looked better.
absolutely.
And now the best part, I mean, we were all excited to hear that there's ice cream to come as well.
Vanilla ice cream, yeah. And this is going to go, this is vanilla bean ice cream too. You can
Okay.
see the vanilla
Oh, you can
beans
see
in
the
there.
beans in it.
Is this how you serve it at 10?
Yes, this is exactly how we do it at 10.
And remind everyone at home where you guys are located if
Right.
they haven't been before.
55 Pine Street, right in the middle of downtown. We do lunch and dinner. Lunch we do Tuesday to Friday, and dinner every night. So we're going to put some more of this on there too. You
Load
can't
it
get
up.
enough
No,
of
load that up.
this. All right, and then we got a couple strawberries here with some
Wow.
cookies on there.
This is fantastic.
You really know how to make it look nice.
This will last about 5 minutes here, if that.
Yeah,
Not even.
Not even that. This will be
By
devoured
the
very
time
quickly.
you're done laying down the rest of those little garnish, Will will have eaten about half
Yeah,
of it.
this will be way gone.
Yeah, it's
What
good
do you
breakfast
have?
food too.
Yes, it is.
You know?
It has bananas, right? It's got bananas.
Yeah, it is. That's true. It's kind of a versatile, maybe just without the ice cream.
Ice cream? No, ice cream
Maybe
has
with
milk.
the ice.
Ice cream has milk.
There you go. You're turning this into a breakfast
I'm
dish.
trying my best. I'm trying my best to make this happen.
Well, I think you need a
All right.
taste test,
Grab
Will.
this. Okay, let's give this a shot.
You like bananas? You like
Yeah,
bread?
oh yeah, sure.
You like ice cream?
Gonna dive in and give it a shot and see
All
how
right,
this is.
here we go. Drum roll.
It's good, right?
That's a good. See, he can't even talk. You blew him away.
Mm.
Awesome. All right. Well, for these recipes and all others, you can head to our website WPRI.com.
Saturday night for the most important fundraising event of the year for Hasbro Children's Hospital. Catherine Satnick has more on the Battleship Ball.
The Rhode Island Convention Center Saturday night transformed into a battleship theme as part of the 19th annual Special Gala Ball to benefit Hasbro Children's Hospital. The battleship theme chosen in recognition of the upcoming film Battleship.
What the heck is that?
Got unknown surface contact.
Rich T.O., I've got nothing on the scope.
Based on the Hasbro toy game.
Every year this seems to get better and better and does more and more for the kids and families.
And there are plenty of kids who need the hospital.
In the last year, nearly 80,000 kids walked through the doors of Hasbro Children's Hospital.
The event also had a silent auction and a live auction, dinner and dancing, and a special performance by the B-52s. Our very own chief meteorologist, Tony Petracca, was also the MC of the event. Last year, with the help of sponsors, we're told they raised $900,000. This year, they hope to raise more than $1 million. Money that organizers say is critical to what they do.
Hasbro Children's Hospital was built by the community. We're part of the community, and to see all the community here just warms our heart. It makes it all worthwhile.
We need tonight to bring everyone together so that our hospital can be there when parents need us and when the children need us.
And the contributions from that gala ball will go towards some of the critical programs at Hasbro Children's Hospital with the greatest needs. We can also tell you that since 1993, the ball has raised $8.5 million for Hasbro Children's Hospital. Reporting for The Roadshow, I'm Catherine Sotnick.
Coming up on The Roadshow, we'll reveal the answer to today's web poll. Stay with us.
It's time to check back in with today's web poll. Lindsay Lohan returned to host Saturday Night Live for the 4th time this weekend to some mixed reviews. She's looking to make a comeback. Do you think fallen celebrities have a comeback chance? And 66% of you say yes. I believe in second chances, whereas 33% of you say no, the public never forgets. Back over to you.
Thanks, Mary. Coming up tomorrow on The Roadshow, from new albums to tours, rumors, and feuds, we have all the latest music news with Deanna Cruz.
Plus, we're taking you to an unusual farm. There are no crops or cows, but it's a hidden gem. Check out a local alpaca farm. And thanks for joining us on The Roadshow.
And for more information on anything you've seen here on the show, just head to our website, WPRI.com.
We'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Have a great day.